Your post-game, the Grand Valley State game with Cameron Grodhouse. For you, a really hard-fought game for you guys, a 24-7 defeat, but 13 tackles on your end, 5 of those solo, also a tackle for loss for 2 yards. Just your initial thoughts on the defensive effort here today for your team.
I think we did some good things, and I think there's a lot of things that we could fix and kind of just sew up to shore up our defense a little more. I think second half we did a really good job of shutting down some of the stuff that they were doing in the first half, and that's really it.
The front line is massive, over 300 yards across the way. Their lead running back, Eichelberger, big guy, probably 245. So how physical of a game was it today?
It was really physical. We expected that coming in, though. We knew Grand Valley had a good team, and we really just wanted to set the tone and bring it to them first. And I think in the second half we did that. We did a good job slowing them down.
Taking a look at maybe one thing on defense, what are you guys most proud of today?
We stayed together. That was really it. We stayed together as a team, and we fought. We knew that we were coming out down a little bit in the second half, and just the way that we stayed together as a team, it was good.
All right, thank you.
Appreciate it. Go Panthers.
Joined by Kendall Williams. And for you, Kendall, carried the ball 14 times for 65 yards. Really established the run we did in the first half. What was the game plan coming into the contest, and did you know ahead of time that you were kind of going to be featured today?
Only thing I knew was just to focus on the landmarks that was given from the offensive line. So that was the main focus going out this week, and we tried to execute.
You guys had the first 2 really good drives. You get down in 41 plays on that first drive, and then a turnover on downs, 55 yards on that second drive, and unfortunately an interception. How tough is it to have those sustained drives and come away with no points?
It's unfortunate. Something that we want to do is score on every drive that we have the opportunity to have. We have a good defense, so when those unfortunate situations happen, we just try to lean on the defense as much as we can until we get the ball back.
Yeah, you guys ended up rushing for 179 yards. I'd have to take a look back in the history of this series. I'm pretty sure that's the highest that the Panthers have ever had. So what made your running game successful today?
Like I said before, we focused on the landmarks that was given from the offensive line, and we tried our best to execute.
All right, thank you for your time.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Head coach Sparky McEwen after today's game against Grand Valley State. Ended up being a 24-7 victory for the Lakers, but you guys really established yourself offensively there in that first half. You finished with 179 yards on the ground. We just interviewed Kendall Williams about coming kind of up empty on those first couple of possessions, and I'll get your take on that and how hard that is.
It was just that, coming up empty in those first couple of possessions, you can't do that to the 2-time defending GLIAC champions. That team, as advertised, are always going to lean on you in the run game, and it sets up everything else for them. So those missed opportunities for us, it kind of set the tone, for the rest of the way. But, man, I'm so proud of my boys. I am. I told them, no, we've got to take those steps of maturity, so we can finish drives. Because when you go against teams like that, the opportunities are there, but you got to take advantage.
Taking a look at the rushing totals in particular, Grand Valley held under their season average at 273, 5.4 yards a carry, but 51 times. Obviously, that's pretty taxing on a defense to have to stop them that many times on the ground.
Yeah, the one thing we pride ourselves on, we actually go 3 deep with our rotation, so that helped us out a lot. But when you go against a team of that nature, they know exactly what they do. They know what they're going to do and when they're going to do it. But at the same time, like I said, I felt like they played pretty solid for the most part. Offensively, it just we never could. We moved the ball, number one. I felt very comfortable with that, and we ran actually a new scheme today. And, we did some things with Kendall in the backfield that I thought we could, crack a code for them. And, they executed that okay. But the key mistakes were in that first half, and we weren't able to get in the end zone, and that kind of hurt us and set us back.
Also taking a look a little bit individually, in that second half, both teams were just trading possessions, it seemed like. In their first 4 drives, though, they did score. A field goal and a couple of touchdowns there in the first half. What did you kind of solve in that second half that prevented them from scoring?
The guys went in and they talked about it, and we saw some things. GV does a really great job in their scheme, and, when you're up, the way that they were at that point in time, they weren't going to change much. So we were able to execute a couple things that we put in, but give them credit. They were still able to move the sticks on third down. Third down, I think they had 18 opportunities there at third down. Man, we got to get off the field. We just got to get off the football field. And I think when you play a team like that, a championship caliber team, they know when they have their opponents on the ropes, and they just kept doing some of the things that, got them to become the GLIAC champions, and kind of took its toll on us. But second half, man, I was proud of my guys that they continue to play hard. They can continue to compete, and that's what you want to do, especially when you're going against, opponents that's, ranked number 2 in the country.
Taking a look a little bit individually, Khalil Eichelberger had 104 yards for them. But I think maybe more surprising is his ability to catch it out of the backfield. Is that something that you guys had seen on film, or is that something that they hadn't really shown this year?
Yeah, out of the backfield, man. It reared its head again, for us, and we struggle with it. And, in the past, they've hit us with it, and then to their credit, I thought Avery played a great game. The second half wasn't as good, but that first half, man, I thought he was the difference maker for them. He got off. He did some really good things. He really willed that team to scores to get them comfortable going into halftime.
Next week, you turn the page, and you have a long trip to Michigan Tech. I know you're road weary as it is, but what do you expect out of the Huskies? I'm sure it's going to be another knockdown, drag-out kind of game.
Just like you said, they're a lot better, this year. I don't know what they did today, but I assume they probably did win. But it's, we're going to get past this one, man. We got to clean up our tape, and our boys already know. We've already threw it out there that we got another tough foe, and then we got another tough road trip. So no time to relax. It's the GLIAC. It's the GLIAC season, and here we go.
All right. Good luck next week.
Go Panthers.